Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel. We're looking to what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com. Rosie and Karina News Digest. Rosie Insights started about 7 years ago as Rosie Psychic Investigator, looking at news related to the Trump administration. Over the years, I have followed the practice of doing research about what's going on in the news, making that a core feature of my content. As of November 7th, 2024, I have had Karina as my daily guest slash partner for the series after the election. We are committed to working as a pair on this series at least until this election situation is resolved. Karina lives in Arizona, loves crystals, and is a certified aromatherapist. She is working on her website for private client healing appointments. We'll share her info once it's ready. Karina started as Rosie's, meaning my client, about 5 years ago, and then we became friends and started sharing the conversations we were having privately already. This channel is about looking at current news and events through an intuitive lens and sharing intuitive information. This content is for entertainment purposes only. Trust your intuition. This channel is just one source. Do your research, trust your intuition. You are the master of your own beliefs. What we won't do: conform. We do not conform with what other channels say necessarily. This is an independent channel, as is theirs. If you have a question about what you heard on another channel, ask that channel. On to today's episode. If you like this video, subscribe and press like. Thank you for watching.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie and Karina, Psych Investigator. Okay, so here we are again. Today is Monday, December 16th. Right now it's 5:41 p.m. Eastern Time. And there's a lot to discuss today. So we're gonna start with with something that someone sent me today. I received a message by someone named Patricia, and she clarified. I thought it was really helpful for me, honestly, because I don't think I knew exactly the details the way she described them, and also for the audience, because when we did the reading yesterday, it was something that they were confused, but there was something where, remember, Karina said yes, mine said no about the specific date of their certification, so we asked differently. But this makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to share this information. So then okay, let's do this part. Let me share this this message that I received. Okay, so let's see. Important clarification about certification dates. Okay. Why this? Okay. So, okay. So, all right. Steps. So the important part is like, I always get like criticism, like it's not about the rods, it's really about the dates here. So,
Yes, exactly.
okay. So then December 17th, state certifications. Actually, sorry, 1 second. Okay, sorry. Okay, so you see here. Okay, so the first step here is December 17th, state certification. each state certifies their own votes, so call this state certification. After each state certifies their votes, then they are handed over to federal custody. Only during this federal, now I think this is the most important part, right, Karina? The second
Right.
one,
Mm-hmm.
that after each state certifies their votes, they are handed over to federal custody. Only during this federal custody step can Biden declare investigation and speak about the validity of those. So just to tell you guys what I was before, before I was really obsessed about um like how I was like I thought that something had to happen only before this happens. But what they're saying here, and I saw, by the way, a lot of people commented on this too. Yeah, but now I got the explanation that I understood, or that, right, that
Right.
very in depth, so I really got it. So in other words, something official can only be done after the state certifies their votes. Okay. And then the final here, it is legally Biden cannot speak until they are in federal custody. So he can investigate and speak. Sorry, this is not. Oh God. Okay. So sorry, guys. It's not, I'm just deleting
It's
it.
okay. They can still make it
Yeah.
out. The red.
Legally, Biden cannot speak to validity until they are in federal custody. So he can investigate and speak about it, guys, only during the time period that is after step one, but before step three. So again, I was wrong in the sense that I thought it would have to happen before this. No, it has to happen after this. So
Mhm.
after, right, technically, correct me if I'm wrong, what I understood correctly here, that it's after the 17th, isn't
Right.
it? What it's saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
sure, is that that's what I understood. Is that true?
Yes. Yes. That would make
Okay.
sense to me too. It
Mhm.
feels right.
Okay. So
But yes,
what
it's
she's saying,
after the
right?
17th.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So all the dates are described as 12 for me. I did not know. I did not read this really. Okay. So thank you, Patty, for this. Okay. So it's in this 12th amendment of the Constitution. So now let me drink some water here. Mm. Okay. So let me ask this then. So we're gonna ask Karina here so in other words, let's confirm here that will Biden, so should we stop share here? So um let's see. Okay. It has to happen only after the votes are in federal custody, correct?
Mm-hmm.
After the December 17th date. Okay, so that's the clarity here that had to now it's gonna cover the whole. So then the question is, will Biden act only after October 17th? Okay,
December.
is that
Yeah,
is
you
that
got it right.
that is okay? Wait, I had
After
here.
you put October 17th.
Okay,
After December 17th.
yeah, sorry, December 17th.
We're dates
Okay,
are confusing enough. Yes.
okay, so now, so let's okay, so yeah, let's do protection. I'd like to ask
Yes.
for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle, I step into it. I step into it, I feel protected, I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and only the good is so it is. Okay, so let's ask here. So will Biden act then after this is okay? Let me ask this. So what is it? The question would be, will Biden act then only after December 17th about the election? What is it? Sorry, is it too long
Yeah,
of
let's just ask it like that. Will Biden act only after the 17th? That's
yeah.
just the first basic question.
Yeah, we're gonna ask like this. Will he act before the 17th? We know the answer is now is likely no, because we already know.
Yes.
But just to confirm. So is Biden going to act before? Okay, let's see here. I know. Is Biden going to act before December 17th? No.
No.
Is Biden going to act after December
Yes.
17th. Okay,
Yes.
moving. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay.
hmm
All right. Okay. 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 So, all right. So then, so the person clarifies here, just want to hear here. So remember during the insurrection, it was during the step 3, the MAGA tried to stop federal certification. So just so in other, but I guess the point also, Karina, is that technically what she's describing here is that Biden can technically act between, he doesn't have to act so soon. He can act between the
Right.
17th and January 6th. Let me ask the word, is this correct? Biden could act between the 17th and the 6th. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's ask like this. Is Biden going to act in December or January then? So let's say, is
Would
Biden
it?
going to act before the end in 2024 or 2025? Let's say, was Biden going to act on about the election in 2024? I get a yes, Karina.
Yes, I get a guess too.
Is he going to act? Is he going to wait until 2025 to act? No,
No.
no. Okay, okay. All right. So
Yeah.
because I see that also they know that Trump would use it, like, oh look, so that was an insurrection when he does it, and now so it's like
Right.
to avoid that. Okay.
Yeah. Has to be before that.
Okay. All right. So that's clear, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So now
And
it
that
makes
feels
sense
good with what I've been feeling too. I've
because
been
I
feeling
was
and seeing.
the thing that I was like really worried about. That's what I was saying. Like it has to do before. No, it doesn't actually now.
No.
I was wrong about the facts because this is also someone said that there was I have not watched this video, but someone has mentioned that the channel named I've never watched, but by the way, but called Housel and Norman, that the person said that had mentioned this exactly. So this is, I think that channel was the first person who started to raise that issue about this date. So that's correct, right? So,
Yes. Yes. That
but
matches.
in a way, I feel like relief. I
Yeah.
still feel like because I feel like he has more time, like it's looser than I thought, right? Like it doesn't have to happen only on the 17th.
Right.
Like you
That's what
have
I
to have.
pick up. I get there's so many different, honestly, there's a few different dates that he could do things on.
Mhm,
And there's things that we might not even know. That's what kind of come up here and there. But
mhm, mhm.
I'm not worried at all about the
Mhm,
dates
mhm, mhm,
because I've been kind of picking that up this whole time that, you know,
mhm, mhm.
dates
Okay.
are in flux.
Okay, good. Okay. Interesting. Oof. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll move to a new okay. We're gonna move to a new topic. Now here is now this so yesterday there was a party, a DNC Christmas party. That's the Democratic National Convention party where oh, sorry, I don't know why. Okay, so wait, hold on. Oh no. Oh, 1 second, okay. All right. Okay, so these are the comments uh that Biden made. Let's listen together that Biden made about Kamala last night.
President. I knew her. I knew of her. I knew what I was doing, asked her to be my vice president. I knew her. I knew of her. I knew about her. I knew her record. I trusted her. She always served this country with purpose and integrity, and she always will. And you're not going anywhere, kid, because we're not going to let you go.
All right. Okay, let me just listen, but it was so important. You're not going anywhere, he said.
Thank you, Doug,
Mm-hmm.
service. But Jill and I are grateful to call you dear friends. To never give up. Keep the faith. To know that what we're doing matters. I know. I know I'm going to stay engaged. I know Kamala and Jill and Doug are going to well as well. And I know you will. We need you badly. The country needs you badly.
Okay, so stop share. And so um let's see. All right. So, all right.
There you
So,
go. Yes.
okay. So, okay. What is, there's no, I mean, is there a question? It's more like, what are they, okay, is he telling us something? I
You
guess.
know, exactly. I don't think there's really a question, but I think we can do once again, like reading his body language and his tone. And for me, that doesn't look like a man who's about to hand over the country. He doesn't seem distressed.
Yeah, and I feel like, it's interesting. I find that Biden, like people that say that Biden does gaffes sometimes, right? It was
Right.
known. And I think this is the type of situation. Let's say theoretically, if
Oh, bless you. Bless you.
sorry, let's say theoretically that Kamala had, let's say she had run for office, it didn't work out or whatever, she didn't get votes. Thank you so much, Kamala. You did a great job. Like he would have mentioned it, I think. And said, oh,
Yeah.
we tried, but it worked, didn't succeed. Now we accept it. He did not say that at all. And he
Mm-mm,
said, you're not going anywhere.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
So
You know,
what does that say? Right? Because think about,
exactly.
I think if he was anything but this, like he would have said, he would not want other Democrats to be upset. Like, oh, look, Biden only likes Kamala. Because, right, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, he's clearly saying she's staying. She's not going to.
Mm-hmm.
So let's ask.
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask. So what is Biden telling us something when he said that Kamala publicly, knowing he is recorded and everything, saying yes?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he
Mm-hmm.
meant it. She's not going anywhere.
Right. And I heard too, he would have said something like, "You fought a good fight."
Yes.
That's what I heard. He would have said, "You fought a good fight."
Hmm.
He didn't say that. He
Hmm.
said, "You're not going anywhere."
Yes. Yes.
So I definitely heard the contrast of the two.
Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. So on to the next topic. Okay, so the next message is from someone sent me this screenshot from Blue Sky where AOC has an account. And I don't always follow everything that AOC says, but that to me sounded a little in a good way, uncharacteristic, because she's saying, if you're able, please send some prayers and positivity our way for today and tomorrow, which are the days, right? That
Mm-hmm.
there's a certification, and then the day after the day tomorrow, Biden is going to act. So I find, and she's always, of course, very articulate. When she wants us to do something, she will say it directly. The fact that
Mm-hmm.
she's not saying, and that she's revealing herself, like she's asking for prayers. To me, it's like, wow, it's new or different, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
And if
so
you're asking for prayers, you would kind of say what you're asking prayers for.
exactly, right?
This
Exactly.
is very vague and sends
Yeah.
our way.
Yes, yes. And also, again, she's so always very clear and articulate. Why is she not being articulate this time, right? So,
Yep.
so let's see. So what's going on? She's like, yes. She's like, oh, I see her because she's so cute. She's like, guys, we could do this. We could do this. It could work. It could work. I see her. She's like, oh yeah, no, no, no. So okay, let's ask like this.
Yes. Yes. Kind of like she's the cheerleader for the crowd, for the,
Yeah, but I
view
think
for the
it's
crowd.
more than cheerleader. She believes it. She's like, it could really happen. She's like, she
Yes.
that she's like, okay, so what does she know? Does she know anything about Kamala uh being Kamala becoming being recognized, let's say, being recognized as the rightful winner, right? So,
There you go. Yeah.
okay.
Perfect.
All right, so let's just so does AOC know anything about Kamala Harris being recognized as the rightful winner? Yes.
Yes, she does.
And I see she's teary. She's like, yes, I'm so sorry. And she feels, because I don't think it's a secret. She wants to run for president one day herself, AOC. So she knows, she's like, it could happen to me. It could happen to anybody. If you're a woman,
Mm-hmm.
they were just gonna, they didn't let it. I believe still the Hillary thing didn't, she was robbed also, uh, maybe to like in a more subtle way than Kamala, but still, right? So I
Right.
see AOC being like, no, no, and I see she's tearing up. She's like, it could happen. She feels this deep emotion. So let's just see
Yes.
what Bardsley. So is AOC in the House of Representatives? Is it
Yes.
is AOC Asian? No. Okay, so okay. Does AOC know anything about Kamala being recognized?
Yes.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
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 And she is like telling, I think she's trying to be as discreet as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like telling
Mm-hmm.
you guys, no, don't understand. Like it can happen. So
Yes.
she can't wait she can't wait to talk. She can't wait. She's so excited.
She's so
Okay,
excited.
all
And
right.
she does feel this is her fight
Mhm.
too.
Yes,
I
yes.
get
Cool.
that too.
God. Okay, all right, all right. So, okay, so on to the next. Okay, so guys, we're back here with a new topic, and this is something that I posted on, as you know, on YouTube, you have the area where you can post photos and links. I often do that about breaking news. So this is a channel that it's called a Combat Veteran Reacts. So it was a person who made this video. It's at 20 something minutes. He often posts about Ukraine and such. But the point is that he talked about a press release that the Pentagon put out admitting finally that yes, there have been incursions on military bases, and they don't know exactly where these drone things are coming from. They didn't completely rule out that it was just interesting. They didn't rule out that they said we don't have yet proof that it's a foreign country necessarily, but they didn't say it wasn't, right?
Right.
And so just to show you guys that let me actually share. So I'm not gonna play it because you could find the link because it's pretty long. And so this is the video, right? It's the link
Mhm.
is on that the page. Now, and this the important thing is here, two things about these drone situations. The fact that Trump is now using it as I think a propaganda tool.
Yep.
And then the other thing that many commenters have mentioned this before, but this person actually sent me this text, this screenshot. So this is from Elon Musk on September 29th. These two epic drone wars coming, and then drone swarm battles are coming that will boggle the mind. So we know that just as he did with the election map, that he bragged about it before it happened. There's no way. I don't think, like, what are the odds that he is involved in it? It's very likely. And it just the fact that
Mm-hmm.
it's that both of them are talking about this, to me, it's
Yep.
like they're in on it. Oh, they're in on it.
Mm-hmm.
So right,
Yep.
Korea.
Agreed.
Uh, so it's just weird how, don't you think? To
Yes.
me, it feels like there's something going on here. So let's ask I guess you know what? Okay, there's several questions here. Okay, so oh, oh, Corina? Sorry, I was like,
Yep. I'm here.
I was like, did I just shut it down? Okay. So stop sharing. All right. Now let's ask, so the mystery drones. Okay, and then Trump is and then uh it looks like Elon is in on as is Trump. Then there are several questions about this. The first one, it's so Quinn, I remember we texted about this earlier. I think it was over text that we said this. You said this maybe, that it looks like this can't go on for much longer. The way the video was explaining, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That this is not acceptable and it has increased. And so this, I think, aligns with the things we said that eventually the government would act on it, would
Right.
stop this. So the first part of the question, I guess, is in fact, um, let's see this, how close is the Pentagon? I guess that's the other thing. I think the Pentagon can only investigate things inside the bases. That's the other thing he clarified. They cannot as soon as it's outside of the perimeters of the base, it cannot be investigated because it's right, it's US territory. They're not supposed to work. Okay,
Right.
right. So how close is the Pen let's just say this Pentagon slash law enforcement to acting on it, meaning actively arresting and investigating. Or is it not investigating and stopping it, and arresting people
Right.
and stopping it? Okay. And also, if indeed this is a foreign country, this is a foreign country, would this be, will this be called an act of war? Right? I think that
Mm-hmm.
it, okay, so all right, so let's ask oof, okay, how close is the Pentagon slash law enforcement to acting on it, meaning actively arresting people and stopping it? If indeed it is a foreign country, will this be called an act of war? Okay, so how close is the military slash law enforcement? It's saying imminent. Is it imminent? That's what I'm getting. Okay, is it imminent? All right, and then if it's a is this considered? Yes, yes. It's saying you will be considered an act of war. Yes,
Yes. And I heard foreign and domestic.
yes, yes. So okay, so what it's saying. Okay, and then there was something else actually. I'm going to share something. You know, it's interesting how so you guys know I created a little presentation. So Corinne and I discuss even as we are recording, we pause, and then which topic is next. There's an article immediately after this. It's about NATO. This is also something I shared on YouTube, the comments, the posts section.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
in this article, they talk about, so I think we should, so yes, the answer is yes, it will be called an act of war, and yes, they're close to this.
Yes.
So let me
It
just
can't go on.
let's get to the quickly to the article of NATO, because then we'll go back to the Trump part. Okay,
Okay.
him being involved in this. So now this is the article. Let me share this because this is important. It has a lot of details that I will not even know to remember all of them. So, brush with Russia and Baltic points to new flashpoint in NATO's Moscow shadow war. And this is, of course, about NATO and Europe mostly. Sabotage, warning shots, disruption of, this is the part that I wanted to say, disruption of air traffic. Now, I have mentioned to people before here on the channel that this is what drones have done in the past, disruption. So but they're discussing this in terms of NATO, Europe, I believe. But this is
Mm-hmm.
just to say that yes, okay, it would be considered, I think, an act of war. So here, Moscow shadow war. Now here is all right, so here is this. I talked about this before, which is the moment when a ship not shot down, shot a helicopter. So one of Russia's most advanced naval assets was escorting an oil tanker in the Baltic Sea when the German warship approached. The German frigate F223 had followed the two Russian ships up a spot near the Danish island of Bornholm before dispatched its Sea Lynx helicopter armed with powerful surveillance equipment to have a closer look after a series of incidents in the area had put security forces on edge. The Russian
Mm-hmm.
corvette responded by shooting flares at the aircraft, forcing the pilot to turn back. Oh, look at this. No one was hurt, and the helicopter, designed to hunt and destroy submarines. Why would they shoot, right? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here it is. This incident on November 26th, the details of which haven't previously been reported, was part of an increasingly heated standoff between Russia and and NATO in Europe, with the Baltic region is emerging as a key flashpoint in a confrontation and seen since the height of the Cold War. So Russian warships had fired warning shots at NATO vessels. Powerful Russian jamming systems have disrupted air traffic, and jet fighters have conducted dangerous maneuvers. including dumping fuel on Allied spy planes in the skies over the Baltics. So it's like, come on. And really, this is like, well, imagine if they were Muslim. I'm serious. Like, it
Yeah,
would, oh my
exactly.
God, they're terrorists. But it's like they get away with the BS.
I
Okay.
know. I don't
Okay.
understand.
Clandestine Russian operators use Lithuania, Baltic nation, as a springboard for a terror operation involving shipping incendiary devices on commercial aircraft, using the services such as the logistics giant DHL. Okay, here it is. In Britain, a man has admitted to carrying out an arson attack on Ukrainian-owned property in London on behalf of Russia. So again, okay, this is like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, this is like, there's no doubt the Russians involved in Russian security services are connected to several people arrested. The aim is to create confusion, undermine the political support for Ukraine, and also to intervene in political processes in our countries. So, okay, so then let's see. So it's actually, the air traffic was not disrupted by drones. That's what I thought it was. But still, I think it's very, right. Oh, here it is. That's also the thing that this part that of the article that was relevant for yesterday was that here it is. Investigators say the belief that its Chinese captain was induced by Russian intelligence to cut the cables. So again, I honestly don't think that China has anything to do with this necessarily. I think it's really a Russian thing.
Yeah.
So again, this is very serious situation that so now that we have this information, see there's arsons and all of it, like all kinds of
Yeah.
things.
It's
Okay.
just one thing after another.
So, okay, let me stop share. And then I'll going back here. So then I'm going back to the drone story. Could the drone situation be because of course the US is part of NATO. Could this drone attack, are these attacks part of an act of war? Is it connected to what the article is describing? Is it connected? Yes, very much
Mm-hmm.
so. Very much
Yes.
so. It's a form of high-end trolling. But it's like imagine if somebody had done it in Russia. Would they, no, you know how over there they're very authoritarian. They would have killed people. They would have done, right?
Right.
So, all right. So now right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
the answer. And then we already talked about the NATO thing. But let's now go to Donald J, our friend Donald.
Yes.
God, okay. Share. Okay. All right. So now go back to that part where, okay, it looks like Elon is in on it, as is Trump. So that was basically that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
all right, so
Foreign and domestic. The enemy within.
what did they know and when did they know it? What do they know? What do they know? How involved are they in in these attacks? Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Okay. So, and by the way, you guys know that Peter Thiel's is one of his business partners in the VC firm Founders Fund is also a co-founder of this defense firm, Anduril. I believe they make drones. Someone also said that Elon Musk's brother either has a
Yep.
drone company or is on the board of a drone company. So, but let's ask here. So, what do Trump and Elon Musk know about this? How involved are they in these attacks? So let's see. So, okay, go ahead, Gwen. Did I
Oh,
say?
you know what? I'm gonna do the basic and you get the details. Because what I saw was each one of them having a little controller. Now that was metaphorical
Mm-hmm.
for they're all in on it
Mm-hmm.
because they're not individually controlling them, but
Mm-hmm.
each one of them had a controller in their hands.
Okay. Okay.
So and that was Teal, Musk, Trump, Russia. It was all connected, all
Okay.
connected. And
So,
go
okay.
ahead. The
Oh,
technology they're using is, we can thank Teal in his department of, um, say that for me, Rosie, what he, what department he's, yeah, sorry, the words just left me. His government contracts.
Yeah, I think
It's just the
they
technology
involved,
that they
just say
know.
they're involved in some of the
Yeah,
defense companies. They have
technology
these,
they
and
know.
by the way, these companies have contracts with the Pentagon. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So then now what I saw, so so then I'll say share what I saw, Karina. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So no, I did. So the answer is yes, both to both. I saw that now I said that the Trump's like, yeah, okay, yeah, go. He's shown that he has to talk about it, he has to make it a thing. And I saw that indeed Elon Musk is involved. And I see that he has like the joysticks thing,
Yep.
right? That
The
he had
control.
distributed those to, those tech bros or whatever in
Mm-hmm.
different parts that they have, that they're like have rented Airbnbs or whatever places somewhat close to these areas where they can pass on these signals, I guess. I don't know whichever, whatever you call it. And I see that he knows, and I see that he has, because of he has a satellite company, so he can pinpoint locations
Mm-hmm.
and such. And he's saying he's using the access he has to secure, sensitive information about
Mm-hmm.
military. Because the video that
Mm-hmm.
I shared earlier, the guy said, "You guys don't do this. It's illegal. You could get arrested." But most people know that, right? Like you don't do for obviously, why would you harm the government? Why would you attack the military? Long story. So
Yeah.
this is like how many crimes? Like probably two. Even remember when Elon Musk was like, if Kamala is elected, I'm gonna go to
Um,
prison for decades. I'll never see my children again. He said it on a video, an interview with Tucker Carlson. So
mm-hmm.
it's like there's a person who gets money from the federal government. One, two, has security clearance. Three,
Mm-hmm.
has contracts with the government. And three, four, he uses this to attack the country. Like how it's the whole level of crime as a
Mm-hmm.
whole. So yes, and I see that he kind of tells them how to target, how to go, how to do this and that.
Right.
And then now Trump, he's just saying, yeah, let's provoke them. Let's just provoke them to be like, oh, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And but I have a question. Do they really think, oh, because this is the other thing, is saying they probably know because they have sold some of these things to the government.
That's
They
what I
know
had earlier. Yeah.
that's right. They know what can or it can't be done to get
Mm-hmm.
them. So so the question is now, so
Yeah.
why are they doing this now? What is I mean, is it just propaganda? What is it?
Because we're coming to that point of accumulation where something's going to happen. The
Mhm,
drones are getting so massively,
mhm,
I'm sorry, the drones are taking over in certain places where it's creating this fear. So, and we're getting close to certification. We're getting close to those days where Biden can
mhm,
act.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
yes, it is a form of it all, and they're using it against us.
Okay, all right.
Just like what I'd see technology. Oh,
So,
God, these guys. So, yes, it's a form of, I mean, it's almost like even trying to create terror, fear into our own president of, we're going to get you if you even try to do anything.
right,
We
that's
have
right, that's right.
control. We're taking over. I just get
And,
this,
yeah,
wow.
and the thing is, guys, there's an article. I don't think I should, or should I show, I think maybe it's okay. Let me, so it's an article. I'll just tell you about this, and then tell me, Corinne, if you want me to show this article. So
Okay.
it's an article from the Financial Times again, the newspaper, where they talk about what Russians are doing with drones in Ukraine. And it's like they're literally killing random people. They're using the drones to target. Some of these drones can kind of like follow people. I don't know exactly how it works. And then they would just blow up.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be used against people they don't like for whatever reason, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I could see them wanting to create a state where, like, if you say something bad about the government, they're gonna send a drone to like target.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of it's like this dream. I think especially Elon Musk, has this like dream of the totalitarian state that will control your behavior. If you say anything, you're gonna be targeted or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
but they're
Mm-hmm.
doing this against us, against the citizens, and against the military government, like of the
Yep.
military of the US. So, so, okay, I have a question. Are they going to be able, is the government slash law enforcement going to be, will they stop the people that are doing this? Like, will they at least find them or, right? Will they be able?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's saying interesting. Okay. it's not gonna happen. Okay, it's not gonna happen that something like that, but it's saying just to tell me the type of people that they're gonna how they're gonna be framed. Not frame meaning like not framed like in that sense that it's fake. No, that this is how they're gonna create the story about it. They're gonna say it's like Oklahoma City bombing. It's
Hmm.
domestic terrorism. That's it. Domestic terrorism.
Hmm.
Right? Because that's it. That's how the government, the case is going to be this domestic terrorism. They're using these drones to attack the country. This is true, right? So, okay, let's ask. So, is the government going to charge the people involved in this thing was the government going to charge some, at least some of the people involved? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
are these people going to be charged with domestic terrorism? Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, that's what it is. And I see it, it's funny. Then I see like Elon Musk's like, what? Oh, whoa, what? And then there he's like, as if he's also high. Whoa,
Yeah.
what?
You mean the government won't let me use their technology against them?
But he's saying, and I think
He's,
it's these are some of his associates or people he knows or people, and they will say, of course, oh, you Elon paid me or whatever. Wow. So,
oh
oh,
yeah.
and by the way,
Yeah.
I do get this. You know how Elon Musk had the lottery? He did the lottery in Pennsylvania, whatever, for votes. I see that similarly, he has paid these people to do this. Okay, to do
Hmm.
this own situation. Okay, so that's that. Interesting, you know. Mm,
God,
okay,
these guys are sick.
okay. So, all right. So, okay. So let's go to the next subject. Okay, so now the last topic of today is what's happening in Canada. I know there has a lot of stuff has been happening in Canada, and it's really suspicious that Trump has been provoking and tainting Canadians and the Prime Minister there. So we don't know all the details about this, right? About the
Right.
situation, but it feels very connected to this. Like they want to weaken Canada. And of course, we know Canada is a NATO member also. And of course, what is the goal of Trump and Putin? To weaken the West, right?
Right. Hmm.
So if they can mock the West, that's perfect. So it feels like it was organized, right? Canada's deputy PM resigns from cabinet as tensions with Trudeau rise over Trump tariffs. So don't you think it feels very staged, very like the timing seems very suspect, as if
Hmm.
it's planned? So let's ask here.
Okay.
So what is going on over there? And let's say, and what is going to happen? Okay, so let me just, what's going to happen? Okay. Let me right here. What is going on?
Yeah, because you wanted to see if it's connected to Trump or why,
And
you know,
and
why he.
of course I'm suspicious of the media because as I looked this up, there were articles saying, oh, it, they're saying something like Trudeau could resign, and I'm like, it seems classic. Like they're pushing. This is what they want.
Yeah, they push their narrative of what they want to happen all the time.
Okay, so that's the question.
Okay.
So let me just state it, and then we'll ask the question. Canada's deputy PM resigns from cabinet as tensions with Trudeau rise over Trump tariffs. What is going on? What is going to happen to Trudeau? Does he stay or does he go? Okay, so can I just say the images that came? I don't think I have a conclusive answer. So
Yeah,
the
me
first,
neither.
the first question, as to the first question, the image I got, so about what's going on, I see that there's like a control room with buttons, and someone's like, hey, kind of like, in other words, probably Trump's or Elon Musk's
Hmm.
people were.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're like, eject, press eject and ejected that woman. It made me feel as though they knew that this woman was like a plant or that, I feel like she knew kind of like there was, oh, let's press this and she resigns. So she resigns, she leaves, right?
Hmm.
And then and then now I see that Trudeau is in a weak position, but then I see that there's a NATO connection, and then I see Kamala rising, and then they high five each other, him and
Okay.
Kamala. So so it was like it's a form of harassment, information warfare, and control. Like because I see you have to remember, guys, and this is something I was listening to Cosmic video today, and they were saying that I don't remember each I don't know if it was Andy or Kathy or Louisa who said something to the effect of, that Russia is like Putin is not going to last much longer. And we know when people are they know that they're in this position, they press all the buttons, they do
Hmm.
anything possible. So I think they're like all this investment they have made, they're
Hmm.
pressing all the buttons to see if they can make these governments fall and
Yeah.
plant their own, because we know that there's a lot of like, remember there was like the so-called protest of the right wingers. There's all of this stuff happening.
Hmm.
So a lot, right? There's a lot that
Yeah.
will.
And that makes sense what I saw too. I saw Trudeau standing with his, and he planted his feet really firmly on the ground. And then all around him was a tornado,
Mm,
like all this mayhem and wind and all these things flowing all around it. But it was like he was holding on to this telephone pole for his dear life, but he was just hanging on.
mm,
But he came out of it.
mm.
And behind him was Trump. But the words that were coming out of Trump weren't Trump's. They were Elon, who was standing behind him. So Elon's words were coming out of Trump's mouth,
Interesting.
like to harass
Hmm. Hmm.
Canada and stuff, because that was his
Wow.
next conquest.
Wow. Oh my God. What a, like these people are almost like cartoon characters.
I know.
It's
It's
awful.
like, I mean, I can't even imagine the level of narcissism. I just can't even go there. It just blows my mind.
Wow. So okay. All right. So that's it, right, Karina? That's it for today, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was
Oh,
good.
that was good. Yeah. So, all right.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting information. No, really. All right. Okay. All right. So, have a good night, everybody. Right.
Yep.
And
Have a good night.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.